like you can face anything. Nothing is impossible. Understand is that when you set your heart and your mind focus in one thing, everything will be yours. I want to have my own children. The only thing that I don't have in my marriage is my very own child. Do as much good deed as possible. I look at him for the first time, say, this guy will be my husband. Remember, never try to change others.
Aww.
See now, so I feel like crying. Continue to dream big. Leave my career.
Wow.
I chose him. And then after 3 times miscarriage, I realized what is my life purpose? Not to be scared to try anything that come across their mind. The moment you are not feeling happy of where you are, what you are doing, your career, leave it.
Hi everyone and welcome to How to Be Happy, a new series on my YouTube channel where I'm going to be asking people all around the world the exact same 9 questions about how to be happy. Today I'm joined by Yati, who is my current Airbnb booking hotel host. She's fantastic. If you ever come to Langkawi, you have to stay here. I will leave the information in the description box down below. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, who you are?
Wow, okay, I keep it short. I was born in the island called Penang in Malaysia, and I was working in corporate world until the age of 28. I retired and set up my own hiring agency. But previously I worked with Sony, Intel, Dell, most startup businesses. Then when my father passed away in 2010, then my father say one request, 3 wish for me to migrate, and I choose to migrate to Langkawi, which now after 13 years, I think that's the best choice I've ever made.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy. So for the first time also, both me and my husband have separate job, but when we are together in Langkawi, we set up our own company, work together, and then just 6 months before COVID, we start our own hotel, guest house called Langkawi Country Lodge. And since then, we've gone through a lot of challenges, but I can't describe of how happy to finally found something that really close to your heart, and both of us, husband and wife, like really got connected and really happy, and we never thought like this like a job.
Yeah.
Enjoying every minute, every second.
This is why I wanted to interview Yati, because she's so happy. You're so happy and so positive all the time, and you're so grateful for the life that you have, the job that you have, your husband, and so I thought it'd be great to ask her these 9 questions and find out some insights on kind of your background and your thinking behind happiness. So question number 1, what does happiness mean to you, and how has your understanding of it evolved over time?
Oh, to me, happiness is the key thing that everyone's have to own it, because once you really have it, like you can face anything. So, but I only come to realize what happiness really means, even though I'm married to already 20 years, I would say the last 15 years. So when you're happy in whatever you do, it's the key thing that happiness drive you in achieving in a lot of things, mentally, spiritually, and if you achieve this highest level of happiness, which I'm still working on it, nothing is impossible. So it gives you, because when you're happy, every single cell in your body is like working towards whatever you set your life, and then when you understand your life purpose, everything become easy. So if I wish I have one word to just mention, but I would say that happiness is the key thing. Love. Okay?
Love that. Question number 2, can you share a moment when you felt truly content and happy, and what factors contributed to that experience?
Well, I would say there's one thing I will never forget. 13 years ago, I was sitting right at this very land, dreaming that one day I will have this land, build my own guest house. And after 13 years, actually 4 years ago when that happened, I just realized actually there are few moments that I would say that I learned how to actually manifest things. And then I was wondering how easy that can be. So what I have understand is that when you set your heart and your mind focus in one thing, everything will be yours. You just have to trust and your destiny. And I really believe that everyone has their own destiny. They just need to understand where is their destiny and how to lead themselves in achieving it. But once you understand your strength, your weaknesses, and then understand how this universe work, everything seems to be easy. So to me, I never see things as a problem. Okay, this is one main thing important I learned from my father. Never see anything coming towards you, happening in with you as a problem. When you turn a problem into challenge, it give you a satisfaction when you manage to overcome every challenge. And then you come to a stage like you welcome challenge, because every day you are like looking at how far you can go. And then every step when you are able to achieve every challenge, then that gives you this sweetness, happiness that undescribable. And the best part of having someone in your life to share and understand and go through this path every moment happily. Even though I'm already 20 years married, Rosie, I still feel like we are still newlywed.
Yati and Mas are the cutest couples. We went out for dinner today and he ordered for you, he got your drink, and they're just so lovely. Yeah.
We come to think like we have this telepathy. He like can read my mind.
Yeah.
I could never able to lie to him. That's the only thing that I cannot lie to him. He can read my mind and vice versa. And every night, I can't remember the last time that we ever go to bed like quarreling or whatever. All I know is that we always go to bed happy and wake up like sometimes we feel like to sleep is something like waste of time, because we cannot wait to wake up the next day and face another challenge. All we know is that any challenge come is easy as long as you understand what need to be done and how to respect people, how to share with your team. And I have a team that we all work like a family. And I enjoy to see how they develop. And both me and my husband have this desire in developing people, and we are not stingy with our knowledge or skill, because if possible, I want them to be even better than us, because now I also understand why, I want to have my own children. The only thing that I don't have in my marriage is my very own child. But now I never question or challenge God anymore because now I know exactly my life purpose, and enjoying every moment. So that's why I like to be called Mama Yati.
Yeah, she's called Mama Yati and Papa Mas.
Yeah, and
it's so
over
beautiful.
13 years now, I have hosted more than 13,000 people from 96 countries and continue counting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you find joy and positivity in everyday life, even during challenging times?
As I say again, I'm now turning into 55, and last time I used to be scared or wondering what will be the future or what. But when I change everything to like looking at now, I never think I do have a long-term plan or short-term, but I never make those thinking, those thoughts take up my energy. So I live day by day, and then as I said, based on the experience and skill that we have, so both me and my husband understand each other responsibility. In fact, we never even talk about it. Like he know what I'm good at, he know I know what he's good at.
Yeah.
So I just don't know. Sometimes we don't even communicate.
It just works.
Because he never asked me how I do my sale or administration, and vice versa. I never involved in his building or whatever. But both of us like learning each other part. But the thing is that everything just work automatically. So, and then I would say that we complement each other. That drives me to really find joy in every day. Like, but one thing we do every night is that before we go to bed, things are that we discuss important is like what is need to be done tomorrow.
Yeah. And
then, but before we go talk about tomorrow, we talk what we have completed today and whether we're happy. But most of the time, it's always success, enjoyable discussion.
Yeah.
So So the important communication that I have with my husband is at night before we sleep, and in the morning it's just like
Wake up afresh with everything organised.
Yes.
And, yeah.
So at night recap and then close for what need to be done tomorrow. So we never have to check on each other. Have you done this? Have you done that? No. So, and the best part that years after years at night, close. Isn't you feel good going to bed knowing that whatever you plan for the day happened, and most of the time when it happened better than you expected.
Yeah.
And so what I believe is that what we give to the universe, or what we do, the good deed, that's why I'm someone who really truly believe. And that's what my father told me before he died. I asked him how to make sure that I can secure myself to heaven. Then he said, very simple. Actually, life is simple. People are the one that make it complicated. So just do as much good deed as possible. And like Chinese understanding in yin and yang, karma.
Yeah.
So for us as Muslim also, we believe for every single little thing, good or bad that we do, there will be a reaction to it. So for you to be to have a good result, just focus only on the goodness. And I was very, very lucky, blessed, thankful that I was brought up in a family. My mom trained me up to be a very good woman, housewife, and daughter. And my father prepared me on how to prepare me spiritually. Like for instance, that he said, continue to fight. He continued to tell me, our biggest number one enemy is our very own ego. Kill that ego, everything settled. So sometimes if I do something bad also, my husband cannot be upset because I'm very humble. I'm someone who are very forgiveful, and whenever I make mistake, I don't feel shy or I don't have big ego. So I realized that I have high ego when I was young, when I was a Creole woman. So I realized that when I tone down my ego, and then after that like practically kill, I'm still in the process, and I realized that actually it's good. You have like big burden. So what's wrong for easily say sorry, I'm sorry?
Yeah.
That many people find so difficult to say. So, and for this I really thankful my husband. He sometimes like become my guinea pig to test my own temper, my own. He's the best. That's why I told him if I die and reborn, I will choose him still as my husband. Because even my father also thank him, because when I was young, I'm like a strong-headed woman, and then I got married at 35. For our culture, Malay, to get married at 35, I never thought that I could enter into marriage, because I was telling my father, he raised me up to be like outspoken and so on. I said, how am I gonna find a man who willing to marry me? Then my father always said, trust in God. I believe in God. So I only say, before you sleep, just wish what kind of husband you want. So I always say, okay. I always say that I only want a man who are not smoking, and then who will give me the freedom to do what I like, and that's all. And I don't know, when I meet him, I think like lightning strike. I look at him for the first time, say, this guy will be my husband. And when that really happened, then I said, like my aha moment, so this is how you want something, ask for it sincerely. And then my father always taught me, if you want something, number one, stop blaming others. Anything happen, don't look at whose fault, what fault, but question yourself. What did I did wrong? What went wrong? So when you continue to have this kind of attitude, then only you can improve yourself. Never blame others, but look at yourself. So when I first got married with my husband, the first 6 months is the craziest month, because we have totally different interests, different food tastes, and then different habits. So the first 6 months I really struggle, being a career woman, and then in our culture is that it's difficult to change certain. So I always go back to my father, how am I gonna overcome this challenge? My father said, you can do it, So don't look at the negative part of him, but look at the positive, and then look at yourself. So remember, never try to change others. But see how you can, because when you see someone in a negative part, then you will never be able to overcome the problem or the challenges.
Yeah.
So I stopped looking at the negativity of him, but I look at the positive side, and then I even come up with a piece of paper. What are the things I like about him? What are the things I don't like? So the things that I can talk to him, I talk. If he cannot change, then I taught myself how to accept him the way he is.
Yeah.
And then over the years, I realized if I ask him, can you do this, can you do that? He didn't do. But when I chose to change myself for things that he wished to see change in me, then I noticed that he respected that and he also changed.
Yeah. It's a two-way
Yes.
street.
Yes. So don't waste time arguing with each other. There's always a way. Communication play a major role in you to have a happiness in your life.
Oh, I love that. Don't we just love her? Okay, can you describe a time when you overcame a significant obstacle or adversity, and how did it contribute to your overall happiness?
Well, the biggest challenge I would say is when COVID happened, because we spent a lot of, we and our partners spent a lot of money in building, but luckily we never take bank loan or whatever. It's our hard-earned money, energy, everything. And the business was doing very well. Even when the building not completed also, because I have good reviews over the years working with other hotels. So even when the building not ready, people still want to stay and support us. So we were enjoying doing the sale, and suddenly pop, COVID come.
Yeah.
So we were like sitting, oh my God, what are we gonna do? But at that time, I just sit somewhere by myself. I say, okay, Yati, every time when big challenge that I have to face, I always take a deep breath, because only when you calm, then you see way how to overcome the challenges. So first I sit by myself, then from there I can get ideas, and then I talk to my husband, I talk to my partners, our partners, and then I have a good talk with all the guests that was in making decision whether to go back to their country or to move somewhere else or to stay. So I called all of them. I said, look, we just start up this business. We would really appreciate if you chose to be locked down with us. So if you stay with us, so the daily rate become monthly rate, and then the food I give discount. And then actually, when that challenges we managed to overcome, after that, the fun. I mean, I never expected other people go through, I would say, go through hell during lost business or whatever, and here we are, sorry to say, doing an enjoyable time for 2 years under lockdown, because for the first time, and that's where I start to have my guests calling me mama, because before that everyone call me Yati, call Mas, but throughout this COVID lockdown, then I really treat them like my very own children, wake them up, prepare the food together, because I'm the only one can go out and get the grocery, everything.
Okay.
So, but most of them are like digital nomad or online travelers. So they have their time that they sometimes still have to work. But we cook together, prepare the food together, and then after that, we become so creative. We have a lot of competition. Like my husband loves to play chess, so we come up with from zero to hero. For those guests who don't know how to play chess, he trained them until we can make a competition, and then we do coconut tree climbing, and then I have my cooking classes every day, and I even do catwalk with all the dresses. We have all kind of ideas, because we have tourists from all over the world. And the most part that really touched my heart, towards the end of the COVID, and I was celebrating our 18 years anniversary, the guests that had been stranded without our knowledge create a secret video. Oh, I tell you, if you can go to my YouTube, every time we miss them, see now, so I feel like crying. So I would say COVID bring me to great impact. Not to be scared, and you have to believe this. If you really a good person, as a Muslim, God promised us no harm will come towards you. And the thing is that my father also taught me, if you want to be a good Muslim, you have to learn and understand other religions. So we learn to respect. Learn how to live together. And I love to when they all treat me like their real mother. And at the same time, some of them connected us with their parents, and their parent could message us, thank you for taking care. You know how it feels when the real parents was saying thank you for taking care of their children, and then now they are talking about I have second mother, I have Langkawi mother, Asian mother. And then I said to my partner and my husband, I want this to be our tagline. Mama Yati and Papa Mas. At first, they laugh. But when I start to have reviews, people calling me Mama Yati, now at this moment, when I fetch people or when people inquiry for my room, they directly call me Mama Yati. So my brand, and I'm proud of it. And I tell you, that's the biggest joy, that even after COVID already over, it become a brand that I'm so proud, that very happy. Now I understand the reason why God never give my own child, because now I have million or will be million of children to take care as my children. And it's more fun, you know, because you don't have to be with them 24/7. And then both me and my husband love children. And then things that as I said, my husband love chess. So I have no interest. But over the years, I taught myself how to also like what he likes. So even though I don't play chess, but I learn to understand, and I love to see how he play the chess. And after that, I see, oh, I'm so lucky and blessed, because many of my friends always talk about worrying their husband go and find other woman or what, but my husband crazy over chess. Why should I worry about him crazy over playing chess? That is even better than going outside and spend time with other women. So okay, Yati, so now between us, no jealousy, no worries, and always fun.
It's good that, like, you know, we're starting with overcoming adversity, and you know, COVID was a scary time for a lot of people. And it turned into such a magical time, and it really developed your business and your branding, and it you know, you really created special bonds there. So,
but COVID also taught me a lesson of how to help the community. So during COVID, I have this tagline, Mari Kita Bantu Kita, which is let's help each other. Because for the first time in Langkawi, I see people begging. People have no food to eat. So for the first time, we become like in the old tradition, we have this barter trade system. So I have a lot of mango, I exchange with chicken. So, and then, but actually that, what we go through over COVID made us and our neighbor and community become very close. So a strong relationship with my husband extend to guests, extend to community, and I'm really moving forward. I have line of activities. You know, Rosie, since you are here, I never stop thinking, never stop, because my dream is to have Langkawi turn into education tourism. And after we have several pace to pass through. So at the end, we decided this is where we're gonna spend the rest of our life, and we want to travel around the world. All well planned, hopefully happen, because in the past, so I start to see, oh my God, one by one my dreams coming true, things that beyond my imagination. So now I never scared to have big dream. And you all out there, continue to dream big. Definitely it's yours. You just have to have confidence, because I was born in a poor family, and then got opportunity to work in a big corporate company, and then I don't even have opportunity to enter university. But I was lucky when I worked with corporate world, I got scholarship. So the point is that there's nothing that you cannot have. It's just that how ready you are. So things will happen when you least expect it. So don't be scared. Just continue to have this positive and kill whatever negative. So these two, you have to have balance, because once this balance, you have nothing to worry. And then I never talk about money or financially. When you have this strong basic fundamental and attitude, money come automatically. But if you think about how to make money, money will never come to you. That's what I learned. But when you do the basic good thing, being a good. I'm in service sector, so I realized after all the career that I've done, you know how I know that what I'm good at? Because throughout my life, I do different kind of career, from human resource to legal, technical support, IT. But when I chose hosting, then I realized, this is something that close to my heart. How would I know that in the past that's not close to my heart? The moment you feel unhappy with what you're doing, the life that you're having, that is the sign. Change. Don't be scared to come up from your comfortable zone. Sometimes it's not comfortable, it's just because people being scared. They don't know what. So don't be scared. I'm a risk taker, and I'm glad that I choose to be like that, and I continue to challenge myself. Many times now my husband never question, because at the early marriage many times we quarrel, because when I want to do something big, he don't have the confidence, or he don't believe that I can do it. But after over the years, because whatever, when I'm but one thing good is that we can be arguing and agree to disagree, but after that, what the wonderful part about our relationship is that we never stop from our partner to do what
they want to do. Yeah.
And then the best part, when the result come out, we just say, see. So I'm someone that when I fail or I succeed, I tell him, oh, you're right, I was wrong, I'm very sorry, and he take it very easy, and vice versa. So that make the life journey very exciting, because you can try and error and not to be scared that your partner will score you, whatever.
Yeah.
And so the most he can do, and then that shows how strong your love. To me, love never die. Love never die, but it grow bigger and prosper if you choose. So I would say that I'm a one-man woman, and that's why whenever I face any challenges, I never think about second plan or find other men, but I only focus on how am I going to make my marriage work.
Yeah.
So at one time I was at the peak of my career. Then my husband said he don't like what I'm doing, but he said that we hardly see each other or whatever. Then he really share his feeling. So then I said, okay, give me a time to think. But when I asked myself, what is more important, my career or my husband? So that I didn't take even 24 hours. Immediately I leave my career.
Wow.
I chose him, and that was like a big. He realized, wow, I quit something that I know important, that I enjoy at that time. I thought I enjoy.
Yeah.
But that was the best choice I ever made. And then he respect my decision, and after that I see how our relationship improve. And as I said, now we come to a stage, a lot of things we don't have to talk. It just happened like a magic.
Yeah.
I
love that. I'm just going to move this slightly so you can see more of Yati. There we go. What role do gratitude and mindfulness play in cultivating a sense of happiness and fulfillment for you?
Oh, that means a lot, because I realize when you continue to be a person who always felt blessed and grateful to whatever you have, more goodness will happen to you. And I believe that many people thought that money can be used to earn people respect or whatever, but now I discover you don't need money to earn all those good respect or good things. Just being grateful. That's why I'm looking at myself as a whole, and then my partner as a whole, and whatever we have, and use whatever we have to give the best service to our customer. So automatically money come, good health, and then that is also a promise I made to my father before he died, because when I told him that actually I'm not ready to let him go because I felt that I have so much thing to learn from him, then he said to me, Yati, remember why I named you Nur Hayati, which means light of life. So he said, live up to your name. If you really love me, go out there, live Penang, find a place that close to your heart. If you were to ask me, you're good with people. I don't know what career will be close that you find, but you're good with people. So every single person that you make them smile, that is one gift to me. So that's the reason why I have my database when I become a host, because to me, every single person check out, hug me, say thank you, and I see a sincere smile on their face. The moment they leave, I talk to my dad. That's
Aww.
one gift for you.
Aww.
So, and eventually I just realized, wow, my father really know me. He doesn't know exactly, but because sometimes now I'm facing these challenges, because when I meet my guests, I see some couples, some marriage. I can't help coming from human resource background, whatever, but I don't want to intrude or disturb them. But I foresee, but that's why when they come to me openly and talk about it, they say, Mama, how you know? It's just that when they ask, then I will use my mother and share, but it's up to them to decide. So from here, I enjoy being that part, being chosen as sharing. And then because there are certain things you cannot teach. You have so what I do, I use my sharing skill to let people see, or like what you're doing now. I love and I'm honored, because I really felt that there's a need for me to continue sharing this, because oh my God, out of the 13,000 I have hosted, I would say very, very high percentage people that come, they don't really know what happiness is. They are more like in the pretending.
Yeah.
They are not themselves.
Yeah.
So that's why I told my husband, this year we are focusing in developing our guest house. One is ready, both of us is going to put our heart and soul more on teaching, sharing, workshop, whatever, some free. And then that's why I'm come up with all this activity, because I made up my mind, this is how I'm going to spend the rest of my life, to share with people who ever arrive at our doorstep. And you know what? I just realized that every single person that come, we are meant to be to meet.
Yeah.
I can't think of any guest that I'm not happy hosting. Whatever country, whatever religion, whatever race. Then only I realized, you know why? Because you are what you attract. Because in my mind, I only think about, I wish to meet this kind of people. I wish to be surrounded by these people. And that's what I get, Rosie. And that's why, how not to be happy?
Yeah.
How not to be joy? Every morning you wake up, different people, and I'm on holiday mode every day.
Yeah, she really
and
is.
eat. And then, can you imagine, every day I bring you all to so many places, and I know these people, restaurant owner or whatever, for 10 years, and how we have helped their business.
Yeah.
And then whenever they say, thank you Yati for bringing guests, I think over these 13 years, I've met so many restaurant owners from small, become very huge. Like today, the D-Moon restaurant that I took you, I know them last time very small to this big. And see how their business.
Yeah.
Then I noticed every business owner, if they are involved in the service or they are the cooking itself, and consistency, very important. It's been 13 years, wherever the places that I've taken you, these are the people that when I select, and I'm never wrong.
Yeah.
Because I've trained myself how to look into all these qualities. So it's important to be able to recognize, and for that I'm really honored to have met so many people. Not only they learn from me, I'm also learning from them. I'm learning from you, you know, and every day is a learning, and very excited.
It's amazing. How do you prioritise self-care and well-being in your daily routine, and what practices have been particularly effective for you?
Okay, that's the area of my weakness, because I'm happy in my business, my marriage or whatever, but as I said, happiness play in a major role, but the challenge come to your discipline. So that is my weakness. So, but it's important that when you identify, so this is something that I and my husband also talk and do together. Like now we are doing fasting for sugar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I enjoy when this is also like a, not to say like a bet, like I said to my husband, so from August 1st, let's do this, you know, because we done before and we notice how it affect our health, our beauty, and it make us more confident.
Yeah.
So I like to do things with my guests, And that's why it's important. Every guest that check in, I try to understand, and I will personally fetch them at the airport or at the ferry terminal, so that during this journey is the main important period of a time for my connection with my guests, to understand whether what they are allergic at, whether they come here on business trip or so, because this will help me to decide where to recommend them.
Yeah.
And then what are the things I can do with them, or to just leave them by themselves. So, and I like to, in a way, use my guests to also help myself, because I like some of my guests, they are like vegetarian or whatever. So, because sometimes I cook, so sometimes at time I will have a house just vegetarian or vegan. So that have to push me to cook only vegetarian or what. So that impact. And then I love gardening, and then I love cooking. So this become, I have a discipline of doing routine job in this job, and that is part of my meditation and my exercise. And I like to walk at the beach with my guests. So, and I will continue to improve in this part, because these are the part that in my list of improvement to be done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's important that it's good that you kind of recognize that in yourself. You have the self-awareness to realize it's something you might want to work on a little bit more, but it is something that I think as well, some people, I mean, this isn't about me.
Nobody's perfect, yeah.
Nobody's perfect, but I think oftentimes when you talk about kind of self-care, things like that, people think it means yoga, meditation, but it can also be gardening, walking on the beach, cooking. There's lots of different things that help nourish yourself and your well-being without it being the typical kind of things that people say it has to be. So
So I believe some people going through into that because they have set their goal, like they want to be slimmer or whatever. But for me, it's a total health, mental health, and physical health. That's important, and that's where happiness play an important role. But this one come with a discipline, habit. All you have to understand all this. Then as I said, you must have a very hard, crazy to achieve it, then only to have it.
Can you share a meaningful connection or relationship that has positively impacted your happiness and outlook on life?
Well, I would give the credit to my husband, because marrying to him changed everything. As I said, I was born premature, and then the other side, and then I had eczema, very chronic, from head to toe. That's the reason why my father gave me the name of Yati, because nobody think that I will survive. Then my father go against the odds, said no, my daughter will survive. So my father become medicine man.
Wow.
So that's how he involved in making a herb supplementary, because he was testing on me. But I was only be able to walk when I was 4 years old, because my father never give up on me. And that's why when my father had cancer, I dropped all my business, give to my husband, and I was with my father for 5 months. And I was there when he passed away. At the last breath, I was sleeping on his chest. He was holding my hand when he was gone. And that's when I saw how my father died. From that moment, I never feel like scared dying, because I see how he lived through his life. And then like what he said to me, then I said, okay, I'll do that. And 1 week after my father passed away, that's where I come and explore Langkawi with my husband. And I tell you, that's the best choice. And I never, and then to your partner. That's why I told many single guests that come here. It's so funny. I have a group of guest men who said all the negative thing about women and vice versa. Then, so I keep on telling them is that never, as I say again, don't look at on the opposite. Look at you. It's not about man or woman. It's about how you prepare yourself to deserve the right spouse. So I remember my father said, you want a good husband? Ask yourself, are you a good future wife?
Wow.
So prepare yourself, then you will deserve a good one. And I truly believe that. I truly believe that. I don't know. So when many people say, oh, I was cheated, whatever, don't think about all those things, but think about what do you want, and prepare yourself. Because sometimes it's just unfair. Oh, I want to be with all kind of men or all kind of women, but when I want to get married, I want to choose the kind one or whatever. So ask yourself, do you think you deserve that? After you had so many women, so many men, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you think about it logically, ask yourself, do you deserve? So now, when I look at my husband and my husband look at me, we truly believe that we deserve each other. We deserve each other. There's one time I was receiving an award, and my father, I'm the one who very talkative. My husband is an action man. So I was traveling around Malaysia giving speech for the business that I'm doing. Then when I received this award, then suddenly the MC was saying, oh, we always hear Yati talk, but tonight let's interview the husband. In my heart I was thinking, oh, I used to say that, but after that, when I understand, when I trust my husband, I always just looking, because he never talk much, but when he talk, it carries so big weight. So when that guy said, how do you feel having a wife like Yati? You know what he said? Well, next year we'll be standing on this same stage and you're gonna ask the same question to her. Everybody said, wow! You know? It's a 2-in-1. There's no such thing. So many people say, because when I married my husband, I was a consultant, I was a career woman. He was a technician. Many people question me, why you married? You know, you earn so much more, what? But I tell you, over the years, when I married him, he don't know how to speak English. He doesn't know how to use computer. I teach him. But now, in a lot of area, he's better than me. And not to say, I used to earn 21 times more than him, but now he earn more than me. So it's very interesting journey.
And you work well together.
Yes, and every time he share like that, then I start to earn. He would start to earn more respect, and we come to a stage that I never worry if people want to ask him anything about me, and vice versa. You will never hear me talk anything bad about him.
It's good that you can trust each other like that.
Yeah, it's important, because sometimes we host many people, you know, handsome man, beautiful woman, and you know, but it's interesting. Sometimes I can talk to him, hey, the guest that checked in today, so good looking, and then you can say the woman, you know, it's fun that you don't have to hide your feeling. You're a human being, so what's wrong complimenting other people's beauty?
Me and Jeremy do the exact same thing. If I see like a handsome man, I'm like, that man is so bloody handsome. And like same, like if I see a beautiful woman, it's like, oh my god, she's gorgeous, look at her. And he's like, oh yeah, okay. I think it's nice you can do that without the fear of like trying to hide them from the world. Like,
the most funny part is that I was having a meeting, and then suddenly I received a photo. Somebody, a friend who like jealous of our relationship, sent a photo of Papa Mas being hugged by a beautiful, which I know the lady. Okay, hugged by this lady. Then after that, I said to him, thank you. I just said thank you. And then when I call him, because I was in another state, then when I call him, then he said, oh, you know, this guest just checked out. So, and then she was so happy staying with us, and suddenly she hugs me and kiss on my cheek. Then I told him, oh really? Then he said, how does it feel? I said, feels good. And we can laugh about it. But the thing is that people try to tell me, like I see, like, oh, your husband tried to cheat on you, but he can just call me so coincidentally, you know. So every time, so I never question. I mean, because somehow or other, when you put the trust, because anyway, if you have a doubt, what does it give you? What benefit?
If anything, it'll push them to do it.
Yes. So it doesn't get. That's why my father gave me a very good tip: to love your husband and to make them loyal to you is to give them freedom. To let them go. I even, because when I cannot give child, and then after 3 times miscarriage, I practically, because we are in Muslim, husband can have another wife, so I even give permission to my husband. I offer him. And until now, it's been 20 years. I'm 2 years older than him. Don't have my own child. But he never go for other woman. So, blessed.
He's a good one.
Yes.
You're a good one too. How do you set and pursue meaningful goals that contribute to your long-term happiness and personal growth?
Okay, I have this discipline that I record down like I have personal diary and business diary. So in my personal diary, I have over the years, and I love enjoying looking at it, a list of all my strength and then my weaknesses. So I was taught by my father and also from all the books and the teachers that I've gone through, is to see first, look at your strength. So important that you understand your strength, and then because I have a background of human resource, so I continue to find way and method how to use my strength. So because when you deal with a human being, that's why I love hosting, because hosting people give me the challenge to see at what level I am in my service. So from there I know how to use my strength, because every person that check in come with different attitude, different culture or whatever. So I love the challenge of understanding their culture and then learn their language, and then how to like recognize and celebrate myself when I'm achieving. And then from there I can see my strength continue to grow. And then when I look at my weaknesses, how to make my weaknesses become strength, how to overcome my weaknesses, things that I list down that I cannot do now, I'm good. So at 55, that's why I become active in social media. It's just to keep me updated with the latest technology and so on. And then that's why I welcome YouTuber or what people with IT background continue to ask questions. Same with my husband, but he more on the technicality. I'm more on social media and marketing, and that's the tools that I use. From this, and then I notice the more I'm able to lift up the weakness and turn into strength, I discover new weaknesses. So it's never end. But the exciting part is that when you write down, so over the years or sometimes when I'm down, I look at it. They say, oh, how I have developed. Last time, during the time we are using typewriter, last time I can type like how many words per hour. And then I even record as I improve. So it's crazy. I record things like this. And then when I understand, I realize what is my life purpose. It's important for you to know what is your life purpose. Once you know your life purpose, then it gives you the motivation and the confidence, and to wake up in the morning because you know what need to be done. You have like a biological clock. So people don't need alarm. Same, your life purpose, because the moment you have you know the meaning of life, so there's no emptiness. Because one thing I notice, many guests that they are down or anxiety or whatever, because they don't know what they are, or they don't know where they're going. They don't know. So it's important that they overcome all that, because the moment they understand, then everything will be easy, and then that's where you have the full happiness. Anywhere I go, wherever I am with anyone, doesn't affect you. When you know what's your life purpose, and then what you need to do, and you have your goal. And then to have dream or goal also doesn't mean that you many people scared to set goal, high goal, because they scared they're not achievable. See, but if you understand yourself, you know how much the goal you need to set. And you learn how to make it achievable. So for me, like I have planned by end of this year, I want this to happen. So what I do is that I write my big goal first. Like when I stand in front of this land 13 years ago, I was dreaming to own this land, and what kind of building or guest house, how. So I start with writing that in my mind, thinking about it, thinking, manifesting it. Then when this become materialized, and that's where I know, and nothing can stop me. And that's where I have the confidence. When you sleep, thinking about it. When you dream, when you drive, thinking about it. So it will be yours. That's why I'm such confident in whatever I do, because I've tested myself. And that's why I have the confidence. So you need to know your boundaries. And then people say, oh, we want to find freedom. To me, there's no such thing finding freedom. It's in yourself. You set your own boundaries. So you know how far you can go. Nothing, there's no limit. It's just how you set, how you want. Like, for instance, me and my husband, my criteria of future husband, as I mentioned too, someone who don't smoke, and then someone who give me, allow me to do whatever I like. Yeah. So people say, oh, then no way you can find Malay who are not smoking. I said, well, if I choose to have like that,
you will.
So those are among the tests that I test myself and I manifest, and when that happened, so I just focus. And that's where I want to share with hosts, with guests that come us. And then for other hosts, they always come to me, how did you keep on having long-term guests? And then every single person come, they tend to extend, the two guests from Indonesia staying for 2 nights. Now they're willing to lose their flight to extend another night. So, and then reviews. I don't do this to get review, but sometimes I'm also amazed with the review that I have. It's just, so I told myself, continue to do what you love and you're good at, and continue to improve.
We planned 10 days in Langkawi, and then we met you guys, and we were like, okay, we have to stay longer. Ended up staying a month, and we're leaving tomorrow, and we're so sad that we're leaving. And it's not even because of Langkawi is brilliant, but it's because of you and Mas. Honestly, you're the reason that we wanted to stay, and the reason we're definitely going to come back again. It's like Langkawi is amazing, but it's always the people that make the place or break the place. So you're fantastic.
Before we have our own business, both me and Mas is a hotel manager at different place, and we realized that it's not about the place. It's about the way you service. Because all the guests tend to follow us. Even though every time we resign from any of the hotel we manage, we never announce. But they find way to find us. So that's the power of your service, and then the power of recommendation. I don't have to use like booking.com or whatever as my platform. So 13 years, what I have planted the seed 13 years ago, now I would say this year, even I would say from last year onwards, I start to see that I'm actually harvesting whatever I planted 13 years ago. So when people asking me, oh, how nice your life, oh, they have no idea how I have to put up for the last 13 years. So now it's time for us to enjoy.
You've worked hard, you deserve it.
Yes.
Okay, finally, what advice would you give to others seeking to enhance their own happiness and lead a more fulfilling life?
I would advise people, one, not to be scared to try anything that come across their mind. And don't listen to others, listen to yourself. Okay, and then whatever you do, you must give yourself the credit or times to always have self-review. So I do a lot of self-review that help me to improve. So as I say again, never look at others, never look at the negativity. Continue to do self-review. Self-review is very important.
You heard it here first. Thank you so much, Yati, for all of your wisdom, your stories. You are incredible. You know we're going to be back here again. Staying with you and Mas, it's been wonderful. I will leave Yati's information below, her Instagram, email maybe, Facebook, everything. It will all be linked down below, and also, of course, some sort of booking information of how you can stay here as well.
So my dream, I just want to say one last thing, if possible. So these are actually our retirement career. I was telling Papa Mas, as I don't have my own child, so what will happen when we go to certain age that we are unable to take care of ourselves? Then I said to my husband, I'm serving where, like old folks home, whatever. Then my husband laughed, said, we are still in our 50s, why are you thinking about it? Then I said, I don't know, I did think, about 13 years ago. Then he said, look, we are in tourism industry, let's build one. So my plan of this guest house and why I design it, I have dormitories, I have guest house, I have chalet. Now we are doing like luxury wooden houses, because we want to live our life to the rest of our life with people who would understand or enjoy like what we enjoy. And then I start to see this happening, and I'm not scared going older. In fact, I'm still feeling like I'm 25. Yeah, and it's really exciting to see things moving, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I have a great team, and that's really made me feel thankful.
You really do. You have a great husband, but also the team, like you said, the workers, that the cleaners, the people building things. They're just so respectful. They work hard. They're polite.
Dance
they're
together
friendly,
while working.
You have fun, and it's just such a nice environment. It really is like a family here, and I know. It might sound cliche or it might sound fake, but it really, like, you honestly, you stay here and you feel like family. Like, I feel like we've known each other forever and it's only been a month, so it's just...
Yes, and my last advice, remember the tips. The moment you are not feeling happy of where you are, what you are doing, your career, leave it.
Change it.
Change it.
Have the,
Don't be scared. Move on. Life is short.
Yeah.
I think when I was involved in the career, in the corporate world, I never stay in any company more than 3 years. I just realized coincidentally, 3 years. But never leave any job less than 1 year, because that is not fair to yourself and to the company.
Yeah.
You won't know anything until you above 1 year of what you're doing. That's why when I'm in hosting, we have like this aha moment. So yes, and the best part is that was my aha moment. This is what I like to do. I love gardening. I love cooking. And all these are in my career now.
Yeah.
So I never feel like working. I don't know what's my working hours. I don't have.
Yeah.
So that's the happiness that I have achieved. Like, okay, I never feel dragged. Wake up in the morning to go, because as I said, I don't feel like going to work.
Yeah.
This is my home.
Yeah.
This is where my income just coming.
Yeah. And it's beautiful as well, the fact that they take us on day trips or take us out for dinners or breakfast or things like this, and it's
exploring.
Like it's just a fun day out for you, but it's also showing us the local area and the local restaurants, and I can understand how it's kind of work and play at the same time, and there's no kind of 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. It's just kind of you live your life and take us along with you, or meet new people. It's amazing.
Yes. So in Langkawi, what we are trying to do is that we don't want to make income out of commission. It's a barter trade. It's a win-win situation. Many people say we are crazy because we don't take commission.
Yeah, you definitely could do.
I could make more money.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I do, as I said, this is part of me giving to the community back. You know? I know how hard they've gone through to set up their business. And I already make money from the room. Why would I want to do that? And then, as I said, this is my retirement career. I'm done with that.
Well, thank you so much. It has been amazing talking to you. I knew it would be. Thank you so much for your time. Like I said, I will leave everything linked in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this new series called How to Be Happy. I look forward to interviewing more people along our travels and kind of get different insights from around the world. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you back here soon.
Yes, thank you, and I'll see you again in future.
Yes, of course. Bye.
Bye.